why I've stopped buying silver bullion. It's true, I no longer purchase any silver, and I'm not sure if I ever will again. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this episode. You want to know why I've stopped buying silver and why I think gold is a better investment. And I'm going to tell you. So let's start off with why. Probably the most important reason. Why have I stopped buying silver, and why will I probably not buy any more silver for a long time? Well, for me, there's two simple reasons, and I think it's pretty obvious what they might be: premiums and VAT. Now, this won't affect all of you because some of you are not from the United Kingdom, so there's no VAT or the premiums aren't as bad. But for me personally, being a British UK investor, we get charged 20% VAT on our silver. And for me, that is just really hard to justify, not including the fact that bullion dealers tend to add on some hefty premiums when it comes to silver. A case in point is this 1 kilogram silver Britannia that I own. It was a great purchase that I'm very proud to own, but boy, was there some heavy premiums that I had to pay to get hold of one of these. That means I'm going to have to wait an awful long time to recoup the money I've invested in this asset because of the premiums. And also, you have to bear in mind that there's 20% VAT on that as well. So you've got the spot price of the item, you've got the premiums because the bullion dealers have to make a profit, which is their right to do so, and there's a 20% VAT. Of course, all of that gets passed on to the seller, so you'll end up paying well over the spot price. And for me, that just makes silver quite a hard purchase to justify. Now, I know some of you will be thinking, well, if you think silver is such a negative purchase, why have you got a 1 kilogram silver Britannia and 1 ounce silver bars? Surely you must have paid high premiums on not only the kilo coin, but on the 1 ounce silver bars as well. And you'll be right. There was definitely some premiums on all of this. But I am a big believer in having a diversified investment portfolio, not only to spread your risk, but to also spread your chance of yielding greater results. I'm a massive fan of diversification when it comes to investment. But I do honestly think that the premiums and the VAT on silver bullion make it a very hard investment to justify, especially when you can go out and buy maybe a 1/4 ounce or a 5 gram gold bar when there's either no capital gains tax or no VAT. So that's why I'm not currently buying any silver, simply because the cost, the premiums and the VAT. So I think the next question you're probably asking yourself is, all right, well, if you're not buying silver anymore, how long is that going to be for until you start buying silver again? Well, that's a good question, and it's difficult to answer because I see so many stunning pieces of silver bullion on the market. There's no denying it's a stunning precious metal. Its beauty in the designs really make it hard not to go out and buy some. I think that's why so many people have accumulated huge silver bullion stacks, far greater than what I have. So for me, I'm going to try my best to not buy any for at least 1 year. I'm going to focus on gold bullion because I do think gold is the better investment. I think it's a better preservation of wealth. I love the fact that you can get capital gains tax exempt pieces, although having said that, you can with silver, just like this Britannia. But also there's no VAT on gold in the UK, so you're able to get a lot more bang for your buck. So realistically, I'm probably not going to be picking up any silver bullion for at least a year, but it could be longer. My focus right now is on building other assets in my investment portfolio, be it gold, index funds like the S&P 500, or passive income, maybe in rental properties. So that's how long I'm possibly not going to be buying any silver for. And also another reason is my silver stack is complete. I bought quite a lot of silver in 2023, far more than I ever expected. I must admit, I didn't really even have a plan when purchasing silver. It was just sort of here and there adding to the stack, and it accumulated rather nicely, and I am proud of that. I do believe silver is a good investment nonetheless. Yes, it's expensive in the United Kingdom, but I do believe it's a good investment. Otherwise, I wouldn't own any. I do think it's undervalued. It's an industrial metal. Well, in fact, it's not an industrial metal. On paper, it is a precious metal. But as we know, it's used in the industrial market. It's heavily used in electric cars, solar panels, medicine and healthcare. And the spot price of silver is still very low, around £16, £17 per ounce. And I believe it's a great investment for the next 5, 10, 20 years. I think that eventually the supply may not be able to handle the demand for silver, because not only is it used in jewellery, but like I said, it's used in industrial usage as well. So yes, although the premiums and the VAT in the UK make it hard to justify, I'm not necessarily saying silver's a bad investment. Otherwise, I wouldn't have 1 kilo silver Britannia coin like you can see in front of me. But going back to what I was talking about earlier, my silver stack is complete. I don't really have any desires to increase that for now, so I'm going to be trying my best to focus my investment capital elsewhere. Moving on to where else I'll be investing, it's got to be gold. I do believe gold's the better investment. Although I love silver, I think it's a great investment. I just think that for me personally, it fits my stacking goals and desires better in 2024 going forward. I think it's a bigger and better store of wealth to hedge against that inflation and preserve your wealth. I do really have a bit of a soft spot for gold over silver. But that's not to say that that isn't your plan. For me, this is just my specific plan and what I think will be beneficial to me. But everyone's investment journeys and stacking goals should be, and probably are, very different. I think an important factor to make is it can be your age. It can be the reasons why you invest. Maybe you're looking at retiring early. Maybe you're looking at leaving wealth to a loved one. It all depends on your circumstances, even your financial circumstances. Maybe you can't afford to invest in gold right now, so silver's the only possibility. But for me, my plan, like I said, is to continue stacking gold in 2024. For me, it fits my desires well, and I'm quite happy with my holding on silver, albeit not particularly large, I must say, but a decent amount as an investment. So, in a conclusion, I would say that silver and gold are both great investments. When we look at the differences over the last 5 years between the two assets, be it gold bullion and silver bullion, we can see that over the last 5 years, silver has had an average annual yield of around 9.8%, and gold has had an average annual yield of about 10.8%. So there's not actually a great difference in the last 5 years between the average annual yield on either gold or silver. In fact, silver's become quite popular in the last 5 to 10 years, or even 5, should I say, and it's really started to catch up to gold ever so slightly. But we do know that there is a huge difference between the price point between gold and silver, and I honestly don't think that gold is ever going to catch up with silver, and I honestly don't think that silver is really ever going to catch up with gold. But some people clearly believe it's a great investment. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most famous investors, and he's globally known for talking about investments that he's made that have proven to make him an awful lot of wealth. There's a rumour that he has nearly $1 billion worth of silver bullion. And that tells you something, doesn't it? If there's people out there that have that much in their stack, it's clearly an asset to be considered. Both are great wealth preservation devices, hedging against that inflation. But I think there's different circumstances and reasons as to maybe why you might stack silver when comparing it to gold. Now, I did have a little look online for this episode, and I was quite surprised to see that the professional advice is that you hold 75% of your portfolio in gold and 25% of it in silver. I think that's quite a vast difference for a recommended portfolio. I can understand why there's such a big discrepancy between the two. We know value of gold is astronomically higher than silver, so that's proportionally probably why there's a huge difference in that holding percentage. But I do think that silver is undervalued. I may not be buying any in 2024, but 25% to 75% gold, I think you could probably increase those silver holdings a little bit. I can see real good things going forward for silver in the future. I really can. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been my reasons on why I'm not buying silver in 2024. Although I still like it as an investment, I still hold it as a wealth preservation device. For me personally, it just doesn't fit my investment goals leading into 2024. But I'd love to know what you think in the comment section below. Are you going to be stacking silver? Does it fit your investment goals for 2024? Or are you just buying it because you enjoy it as a collector or an investor? Let me know, and I'll be responding to your comments in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode.